Good morning. Today I'm reading from John 8 verse 12. It says, Then spoke Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. So we see three things here. Jesus declares that he is the light of the world. Those that follow him will, and then the second thing, not walk in darkness, but have the light or the illumination that comes to you on account of life. This illumination on account of life is called the Spirit of life, or the effects that the Spirit of life will have on you. So what Jesus basically saying is, if you follow me, how do we follow Jesus? We simply believe that that he died, was buried, and that he was raised from the dead, from where he is the Lord of the world. From that position where he is Lord of the world, we are expecting his rulership to manifest his promises in our lives. This is the condition or the place we find ourselves in, where we receive the light of life, or the illumination that comes to us on account of the life that he has as he's seated at the right hand of the Father. This light of life is called the fruit of the Spirit. And Galatians 5:22 reads this way. It says, But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance, and against such there is no law. So what we find Jesus says, and when we join it with what Paul said to the Galatians, we find that Jesus is saying, as you believe upon me will have an effect on your life. The attributes of life and that which leads unto life will be in you. When you have the life of God, and your life is illuminated by the life of God, God's life brings forth love in you. When we were under the law, we thought that we had to produce life. We had to produce peace. We had to produce long-suffering and gentleness and goodness and faithfulness and meekness and temperance and the like things, so that we can have access unto the kingdom of God. But when it comes to Jesus and what he brought us, he says that access to the kingdom of God is for free. And as you believe upon this access that you have by the doing of God will have an illumination of life in your life. The best way to live in this world, where things are many times just upside down and the wrong way around, is to love people. What do you want in this world when you see everything goes wrong but joy? We want joy. We want peace. And since our lives is not born from this world, but we're in this world, we find our love and our joy and our peace from God. That means that the situations and the things in this world doesn't have to be conducive to peace in order for us to have peace. The peace we have is because God gives it to us. It's above understanding. It's an inner peace that is born from the very being of God. It's the long-suffering that is born from God. It's the gentleness that is born from God and doesn't need smooth circumstances in this world in order to manifest. It manifests because we are following Jesus, and Jesus illuminates us with the light of life. It is God's doing in us. It is not our doing where we do things for God. It is what God has done for us. And I can testify that in these times, I've really experienced the love of God, the joy of God, the peace of God, the long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faithfulness of God, in the midst of many things which would be more than enough reason not to have peace, not to have joy, not to have kindness. So I want to encourage you, keep looking at Jesus. keep studying out and pondering and thinking upon what He has done for you and what it means. As your heart rests in His integrity, you'll also find the fruit of the Spirit supernaturally manifest in you. It would be the fruit or the effect of the Spirit, not the effect of your efforts. God bless.